Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to play with the new Naked Heat palette. Now there is so much hype around this. I did not, by the way, my eyebrows look really stark because my eye makeup is not on. So forgive me for that right now. But there is so much hype around this product. I actually did not get sent this. I borrowed it from a girlfriend and I just thought, you know what? Wouldn't it be fun to do a quick review of this while I was doing a 3 different looks with one palette. I'm going to be doing 3 looks that are built upon each other. So it's going to be something like the office, after, work drinks, or, drinks with the girls, and then we'll call it something like, party or something to that nature. So obviously something very subdued, natural, a little bit amped up, and then of course going for it a little bit. This is just something for you guys to know that you can do. I mean, the amount of looks that you can do with a palette like this, with really any palette, is just unlimited. So this is just an example of how to use one palette with 3 different looks. All right, let's get started. So to start out, we're gonna actually use the ELF. This is the eyeshadow primer. I have not used this yet, but they did send this to me, and I'm always looking for a good eyelid primer because I think that they are important when you're doing looks like this. And when you're trying to make a look last all day long, super important. All right, so now what we're gonna do is, the only thing is that this palette does not have a matte white. And if you know me, I like to go in with a matte white first. So I am just going to keep it along with the theme of Urban Decay and pull up their white. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, okay, so it is in the Naked 3 palette, and I'm just going in with Strange, which is literally just a white shade. If you hear any banging in the background, excuse it, please. I have some people working on my backyard, and they're building a pergola, and so there's a lot of banging going on. Okay, so the white is completely on, and I'm gonna actually use this color. Comes with a really nice brush, by the way, but since this is not my palette, I am going to use my own brushes. So I'm going to use this color right here, and this is in Chaser. And I'm going to just start to build the color in the crease. And this is a very light toned color, so you can feel really good about starting with it because it doesn't have a lot of color payoff. So you can really feel good about, kind of arching out and etching out where you want your crease to be. All right, so then I'm gonna go in with the color actually next to it, which is called Sauced, and that's right here. And I'm just gonna go right into that crease again. So I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, there is quite a bit of fallout with this palette. So I'm gonna have to go in and adjust my under eyes after I am done. That's what I was kind of worried about. But, if that's not a big deal to you, I think that these are great values. For the price, I think you get a lot of great options with all of these palettes. You guys always ask me when I wear this lip what this lip is, and it's actually the Glam Glow in, let's see here. It's the lip plumper. It really plumps. It's like very tingly. This is called A-List. All right, so now that that is done, we're gonna go in with the color next to that called Low Blow. And we're gonna start to build this in the outer corner and just into that crease again. We just want, for this kind of office look, we just want a nice defined eye, but nothing too dramatic. Unless you work in a place where you can really go for it with your makeup. This is going to really open up the eye. It's going to give the eye a nice shape. And it's going to just be really eye defining and youthful to the eyes because you're really etching out that crease and really kind of giving that optical illusion of space and depth. All right, so super pretty. I really love these colors. I mean, obviously this palette just calls my name. These are definitely my palette. And then to finish off this eye look, we're gonna go in with the sparkly rose gold color, and this is called Lumbre. And we're just gonna go right here on the bottom portion of our eye. Okay, so the sparkly, this kind of sparkly shade does not have a ton of color payoff. I think we probably would have to wet the brush to get it to have a sparkle to it. So let's do that actually. So when you're wetting a brush, I'm just gonna wet it with a little bit of, you know, Fix Plus or whatever. Dip it back in there and tap it in now. Oh yeah, the color payoff now is really coming out. And you can see some beautiful shimmer on there. And then I'm gonna take on my little tiny pixie brush, I'm gonna take Ounce, which is this white color, has shimmer in it, a very soft shimmer to it. And just pop this in the corner of my eye to open up those eyes, take this darkness out. So that is basically the first look. I think curling your lashes is so essential. So I'm gonna give my lashes a good curl. And then I normally for work would apply quite a bit of mascara because I just think that that is really youthful, eye-opening, and it frames the eyes really nicely. But since we're gonna be doing 2 more looks, I am going to just use a very light coat. And I'm gonna use my Dior Show mascara. See, it's just really light. I love this. All right, and so actually for work, I really wouldn't, you know, if it was me, I wouldn't put a lot underneath the bottom lash line because let's keep it open, let's keep it simple, let's keep it fresh, and then we can add to that for our, what do we call them, after work drink look. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and define that bottom lash line with the third color we went in, which was called Low Blow. And this is just on my pixie brush, and I am going to kind of give this a drop down shadow. And I'm gonna go pretty kind of generously down here because we're not gonna add another color. We're just gonna allow this to be very kind of shadowy and more moody than party. Okay, so that is super pretty by itself. If that was enough for you, then how easy is that? But I am actually going to go into this color called, what is this color called? He Devil, which is this beautiful burnt amber color. And I'm gonna go on the same brush, but I'm gonna go into my crease. And I really wanna define this crease. A brush with nothing on it, just to blend. All right, so now on the outer corner, we're going to go in with Cayenne. And it's a deeper tone of that same kind of color. And I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever 218 brush. And I'm actually going to mix it in with this next color, which is En Fuego. And I'm gonna pop this on the outer corner. And I'm really making sure to tap off excess with this palette because I do not want any fallout, especially if we're doing this at work. That would be awful to have to redo all of your concealer. Again, just in the corner and blend that out. Shadows are really blending quite nicely together, so that's great. And then let's go ahead and let's spritz. I'm gonna actually spritz the my brush again. And you wanna use a setting spray without alcohol for this setting part. And I'm gonna go into Scorched. Ooh, that is gorgeous. I'm keeping it in the center of my eye because I don't want to disturb the darkness on the outside or the lightness on the inside corner. But I definitely want it to pop if I was to take pictures or something, you know. That is gorgeous, that color. Wow. And then this time I'm going to apply just one more kind of light coat of mascara. And I'm going to apply it to the bottom lashes as well. So this is the second look. I think this is really beautiful. I I'm kind of into the palette, I'll be honest with you. So let's amp it up as if we were going out, we're having a good time. Maybe the night decided to turn into something else. Maybe you're gonna go dancing, or you're gonna go, you know, have a little romantic date, something to that nature, something that calls for a little bit more of an amped up look. We're gonna go in with this beautiful purple color called Ashes. And I love that they put this color in here because it is very much the same tone throughout the palette, and this kind of takes it up to another level. And I'm going to take it on the outside of my eye, and I'm going to kick it up so I know where my other shadow needs to meet. But again, I'm only taking this on the outside corner of our eye because I want more of the drama on the outside and not so much on the inside of the eye. All right, and then I'm going to build this corner up. Really kind of load your product up, and then you can blend. This palette really is versatile. And I think that this would be beautiful with a lot of eye colors, if not most, especially my color eye. Blue eyes would really kill this palette. But as well as brown eyes that have like a little bit of gold in them, that would be great as well. Really a lot of eye colors. Now I'm just going in with a finer detailed brush and just kind of creating a little bit more space and a little bit more definition in the crease. Woo, I love this. What do you guys think? This is a beautiful palette. This is a really, and again, none of my stuff is sponsored, so if I really like something, you will know. If you cannot already, or if you haven't already, you know, noticed, I'm not super into liner. I think it has a tendency to sometimes age the eye and really give it more of a harsh look, and it's not my favorite thing. So you'll notice that I don't usually use a ton of liners unless I'm just doing like a liner look. Now I'm going to go in with that same color, Scorched, but I'm also going to take Dirty Talk and kind of blend those two together. And I'm just going to intensify this right here. Woo! Ah, that is pretty. And I'm going to bring this a little bit farther in. Okay, so I'm going to take my same little pixie brush, get into those two same colors that we just used, and I'm going to pop this right on that bottom lash line on the inside corner of the eye. So yeah, it's a little bit more dramatic, but hey, we're going out. Why not? All right. And then we're going to add, for a kind of a final touch, is we're going to add a little bit more. I'm setting my brush, just so you guys know I'm actually wetting my brush. I'm going to go in with Ounce again, which is the white shade. And I'm just going to create a little bit more highlight in the center, or in the corner of the eye. If you have smaller eyes, I would take a flesh tone pencil and run that in the inner waterline, and that will really kind of keep everything nice and open and kind of a little bit more youthful if you have smaller eyes. But if you have eyes like me, we don't necessarily need to. I mean, we really, if we wanted to, could do black kohl liner on the inside waterline. But again, when you take it so harsh, it has a tendency to age the skin. So although I like going dramatic, I try not to go too stark because I don't want it to age me. I want them to just be like, oh wow, I love your eye color, your makeup, whatever. I don't want them to be like, oh gosh, she really should not be wearing this much makeup. So yeah, so basically that's as far as I'm gonna go with this. I'm just blending just a little bit, just to keep everything together. And then I'm going to go in with my newfound love. This is the Marc Jacobs. I'm taking some off. It's a mascara. I'm taking some off because this is brand new. I got it from my Sephora 100 Point Perk. And I love this mascara. It's by Marc Jacobs. And this mascara really lengthens those lashes. It actually has silk fibers in them. So the reason why he created this was because he basically saw a need for that, you know, those mascaras that have fibers in them, but then it's like really hard because it falls in your eyeballs. So it's basically the flash fiber technology, but in a All right, sorry you guys, my camera overheated. But what I was telling you was that this mascara is awesome. If you have not tried this mascara yet, it is phenomenal. So the lash fibers are actually built into this mascara already. And so it's just one step and it really elongates the lashes. So I have been happy that I got this as my 100-point perk, and I probably will end up purchasing this product. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it gave you guys some sort of, you know, point of reference on how many looks you can do with just one palette. Like if you have just one palette, you don't really need a ton more. Maybe just maybe another one with like some colors or whatever. But I mean, Urban Decay's palettes are so awesome, and they have great pigment payoff. I do love the Heat palette. I think that the color palette is really beautiful. I think it's great for a lot of different skin tones and eye colors. I think it's definitely well worth getting. I've never really seen another palette, but please correct me if I'm wrong. Makeup Revolution probably has a palette that looks just like this, but comment below so people can find out another dupe for this palette. That would be awesome. Again, if you liked this video, thumbs it up, subscribe please, and if you guys do recreate any of these looks, I want you guys to start tagging me on social media, even at Elle Leary Artistry, or you can actually use a hashtag Elle Squad. One of my beautiful subscribers always uses it in her tags and her comments, and I just think it's so lovely, and I just feel really blessed that you guys would do that. So hashtag Elle Squad, I'll be looking for those. I'll definitely be reposting them, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Mwah. Bye, you guys.